see a couple in the NFL that I would follow, like a Claire and Kittle and a Juszczyk, Kristen and them. Like I could see you guys being like that, you know, like a Christian McCaffrey, Olivia Culpo. I would follow you guys.
Yeah, so Olivia Culpo was Miss Universe, and so my girlfriend's in the same circuit as that. So it's pretty interesting.
Congrats to her, man. That's awesome.
I know, that's incredible.
Very, very motivating.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Draft Digest. The sickest NFL draft and scouting podcast. It's gonna be sick.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Sick Podcast Draft Digest. I'm one of your hosts, Emily Van Buskirk, joined as always by John Vogel. And today we have a special guest. I want to shout out, let me just preface this. I hope you guys watched the last episode of the podcast because we kind of willed this into existence. We were like, oh, we got to get this guy on the pod. And lo and behold, we deliver. I'd like to welcome Houston running back Dean Connors to the Sick Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I bet you've never been on a podcast called the Sick Podcast before.
I've never been on a podcast. First one.
Wait.
Oh yeah. That's what I want to hear.
First and only.
Wait, that cannot be true.
That's true.
Oh my God. There's so much pressure. Okay. All right. That's fine. I'm not, this is
pressure
not
pressure for you or me.
Pressure. I mean, I feel like you're going to nail it no matter what, just like on the field, as in life, you're going to nail things. You're going to be great. But now I'm like, okay, I need to ask some questions because this is the world is hearing from you in the podcast sphere. So we want to make sure we get it right. How are you doing first and foremost?
Doing great. We're getting ready for West Virginia this week. We're excited, coming off a good game and ready to get the ball rolling.
That's awesome. It's been really fun to watch. And before we get into your football journey, which has been unique and interesting, I wanted to ask you how it's been under Coach Willie Fritzand. I've known and covered him for a long time. He's a really good guy, unique guy. And I was curious what it's been like playing under him.
Yeah, I can't say enough good things about him. He's coached so many games. He's been a head coach longer than every single person on the team's been alive. So you just have a lot of trust in him. You know, I go into every game and I was talking to my dad. I was like, we're not going to be out coached with Coach Fritz on our sideline. He's just too experienced. He just knows too much. He's been through everything you can possibly imagine. So it's awesome to have that. And you can just follow him as a great leader.
John, do you have any questions about the current state of the Houston Cougars football program?
Well, first off, I love the team that you guys got together. And I got to shout out my guy down there at Houston, Matt Unge. Unge was on this show when we first launched, believe it or not. He was the other co-host. And he left this show to go work down there at Houston. So it was kind of funny because when the transfer portal and everything was going on, I saw that you went there. I saw that Amari Thomas went there. I saw Broussard from Louisiana went there. Cozwell from Ball State. And I said, Matt, have you been reading my stuff or something? Like, is it, you're taking all my favorite guys, you're getting them all at Houston, you know? And then you got Connor Wigman too, to kind of bring it all together on the offensive side. So what has that been like in your first year at Houston? You know, you did 3 years at Rice, 3 years that you were very productive down there. And coming in with a bunch of guys that are all coming from different places. How has that been gelling and meshing together?
Yeah, it's obviously started off great. You know, we've been able to string together some wins. I think we're just so tough mentally, and I think that's kind of what has willed us through a lot of these games. If you look back like to the Oregon State game, I thought we had no business winning that game, but we just willed our way through that. Blocked 2 field goals, ended up winning in overtime. And I think that just kind of spoke on our team. Connor's so tough, Tanner's so tough, Amari, Harvey, the guys you said, all those guys are just so tough, that let alone their talent. And I think that's kind of what we embody behind Coach Fritz, and it's just it's got us some W's.
How long was Connor in the ice bath or in the salt bath after that game this past weekend?
Yeah, it was funny because we were talking about it on the bus home. We called, Q run for like the fourth time in a row on one of those drives, and he
Yeah.
you could see him read the wristband and kind of go, all right, here we go again. But and I think he had something like, I don't forget what it was, 40 carries in his career previous to this, and now he has 87 on the year. So, but I mean, he's so dynamic. How could you not run him? He's really good.
Yeah, that's true. What was it like playing in Corvallis? Because that's a place I feel like people don't really realize, but it is a difficult place to play. Obviously it was a tough game for y'all, but did you find that to be true?
Student section was sold out. It was one of the best stadiums I've ever played in.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome. Oregon State is highly underrated as a away stadium to go to. Yeah.
That's what I've always said. People don't realize it's 30 minutes from Eugene, but it's like a whole nother world up there. I mean, there's not Oregon people. They're very nice. They're very like outdoorsy, but there's not a whole lot of, sports. So they really rally around the college team there. So that was a fun one to watch. I want to ask you, because college football has been so crazy the last couple of years. You started your career at Rice, and mistake me if I'm wrong, you're from Hawaii originally?
So I was born in Oregon, so playing at Oregon State was pretty cool.
Okay.
But I lived there only when I was like a little kid. I don't remember much of it. And then I moved to Hawaii, and then lived there the most of my life, and then 2 years in California.
You were at Murrieta Valley.
Yep, with the Bachmeyers.
Yes.
Who are obviously having a great year.
I know. He's so fun to watch. And so were you there when he was in high school? Is it true that he played fullback?
So I played with Tiger.
Okay, the older brother.
And Bear was incoming. So kind of making me feel old, but Bear was.
Yeah. I feel old that there's so many freshman quarterbacks that are just like 18 years old. But the legend is that he was a fullback in high school.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure he played some snaps at linebacker when he was a freshman at Murrieta Valley. And I mean, I don't doubt that. Look at him. He's a tough, stout dude.
He is very, very tough. So how did you end up at Rice? Like, how was that where you ended up choosing out of Murrieta?
So I went to 2 years of high school on the Big Island of Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
and then moved to California where my mom lives. And I did a semester of high school, and that was a football season at Paso Robles High School, which is in Central California, San Luis Obispo. Nice area.
It's actually really close to me. I'm in Monterey. We're like 2 hours away.
Yeah, we were terrible, so bad. And I really wanted to play college football, and I felt like I wasn't getting a fair shake for whatever reason. And so then my grandma lives in Southern California in Murrieta, so I begged my mom to let me go down there, live with my grandma, and play some football in SoCal. And ended up working out. And then right before the season, the pandemic kind of struck, and the season got canceled. And I was like, I don't know, 5'10", 165, like trying to play college football. And George Wilson, bless his heart that he told me this. It hurt at the time, but he said it's kind of unrealistic for you to play D1. You're a 5'10", 160 pound running back, white guy who's trying to go play the big schools. And he said, you're gonna have to gain weight. You have to get faster. And I went to my dad's house in Hawaii for a year, and I think it was mostly just genetics kicked in, and I put on like 50 pounds, and I got up to like 210. I grew a little bit too. So I think I was just kind of a late bloomer. And I got back, Coach Wilson, because the season got reannounced that it was happening in the spring for California. He was like, dude, what happened to you? Like,
who is this guy?
he called me in his office. He's like, are you taking any, performance enhancing drugs? I was like, no, man, did what you told me to do. And so played 5 games, thought I had a pretty decent year, and, got no offers, just didn't have enough film. But Coach Tuiasa Sopo, who was the tight ends coach at Cal, first noticed me, and we kind of messaged back and forth. And then he ended up getting the OC job at Rice. But during his switch, I had to play JUCO just because I didn't have any offers. And my dad was telling me, don't overlook any, D3s or anything. And, I felt kind of disrespected. Not that D3 football is bad, but I was like, come on, man, like I'm good enough. I know I am. So I went to Riverside City College. We're the reigning state champions every year in California. Played there under Coach Kraft, and then ended up getting a Rice offer because Coach Tui had my film, and that was my one offer, and I took it as soon as I got it. So
you were like sold.
One semester of JUCO, and then I was at Rice.
And did you enjoy? I mean, Rice it's a unique place. I think they've had a hard time establishing, super dominant football, but there's been great players like yourself, Luke McCaffrey. I mean, there's been people that have come out of there. Did you enjoy your time there? And under Coach Bloomgren, who big friend of mine, big fan, love Coach Bloom. Was that fun playing there?
Yeah, I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for Rice. And I tell people that all the time. Coach Bloom really prepared me. That was an NFL system, and he ran a NFL organization because that's where his background was. And having guys like Luke, JT Daniels, with a ton of big football experience. I will never tell this to their faces, but they really helped me. They were like my big brothers in a sense, coming in there. And just watching film with them, learning things that they learned in their college career. And now I feel myself doing that with some of the young guys on my team. So it's pretty cool to do that.
Full circle. We love that. And now you're at Houston. Is it weird? I mean, having been at Rice for, I think you were 3 seasons there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then now you're at a new place, but seeing all these guys come and go with the way the portal was, with the way NIL is, and I'm going to ask you about NIL as well, but is it weird to see the way college football has changed? Or do you think that you're embracing it? I don't see you do you do NIL actually? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay. With the collective with Houston, but do you do stuff on your own outside of that?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of sticking with the school.
And what they do. I mean, that's funny because when I talked to you about EJ, EJ was like, does no NIL. He doesn't do
anything.
No, he doesn't. He's not into that. And I feel like that's really rare, but you strike me as that kind of guy too. But was it a hard decision to end up choosing to go to Houston, or what went into that choice?
Well, it was interesting because it was my last year. I was done. I had my senior game, had a moment with my family because that was our last game. And it was like, oh, wow, college football's done. Time to start getting ready for pro day.
Right.
And Mr. Vandy QB, Diego Pavia, when he won his case with the JUCO years, I need to find a way to tell him thank you because he got me a year back.
We're going to give him a shout out right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Diego. Yeah, that was big time. I'd love to reach out to him. But it was like, do I want to go maybe get a free agent chance, or do I want to maybe transfer? Because Coach Bloom got fired, and I couldn't see myself playing at Rice without Coach Bloom. That was who I knew, and that was the best system for me. And so I was kind of disconnected from Rice already. Like, I thought I was done. My coach was not there anymore. So, I just talked to my dad, and I was like, let's see what the portal has to offer. And if I can go to P5, which I've always wanted to do, I'm going to do it. And Houston reached out, and immediately I was like, yeah, no chance. Like, I'm not going to Houston. There's my rivals. I'm trained to not like them. And
fair enough.
But my dad was like, come on, dude, they're down the street. Just go over there and talk to Fritz. He's an awesome guy. And I was sold as soon as I got in there. Coach Nagel's awesome. Coach Joseph's awesome.
The best. I love him.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And so just talking to those guys, they were like, hey, we're going to do something special this year. And we got a bunch of good dudes coming in, and they weren't lying.
Did you look at anywhere else, or was it mainly just Houston?
I mean, Houston was my first visit, and I just loved it so much, and I didn't want the opportunity to pass by. So I committed once I was the way to go.
Wow. Quite a journey it's been.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sad because I'm going out to Houston. I'm going to Rice on Friday for the Memphis game.
That's a big game.
It is a big game. And I thought about staying, Saturday for y'all's game because I do love Rich. I love me some Rich Rodriguez. I haven't seen him in a while. But I'm actually going to go up to Navy, North Texas. But
hey, I don't blame you. That's a great game.
I haven't seen Navy this year.
I'm an American football fan just because I played in the conference. So
exactly.
I'm always tuned into those games.
You get it. Navy is undefeated, and they should outside. I
don't think they're getting their flowers.
Thank you.
I think they're
getting them from her. I promise you.
I'm the only one though. I'm like
Horvath's a stud.
He is. Yeah. I just voted for him in the fan Heisman contest, which I I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but I did it because he's getting like, and no offense to the North Texas quarterback Mestamaker, he's great too. But how is he going to be on the Heisman conversation and Horvath isn't? I don't understand.
Well, he's been doing this too. He did it last
right.
year. Like, he was.
I mean, yeah, okay, throw 608 yards, great. Then we'll that's awesome.
Well, I guess we'll find out this weekend when they play
I know.
each other.
I'm very excited. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
But I was excited for your game, and I was very torn about staying in Houston. So
I don't blame you.
Do you ever? This is a weird question, but do you ever go to Rice games or like go over to Rice at all? Like,
no. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Coach Abel, and it might be weird for if I talked to those guys or went to the games.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair.
I mean, I can walk to campus from my apartment. I haven't moved, so.
Oh, okay.
I love to walk around there. I mean, it's a beautiful campus, and I can sit up on the roof right here and go see the stadium.
That's cool. Okay.
And I still talk to the guys. I mean, they're my best friends. So it's cool, but we haven't had a game where
that would work out. Yeah.
Except besides when we played. Yeah. that was fun.
It's Halloween weekend. It's going to be weird. Get ready for a bunch of weirdness.
Oh yeah, that's what happens in the college football.
It is. All right,
especially
John,
this year. So, one of the things that I think that makes your skill set unique, and I kind of talked about this before we started recording, was that you're a receiver. You're a very effective receiver out of the backfield, and I think that's something you take a lot of pride in. That's obviously you have to do that now in the modern NFL. You have to catch out of the backfield. You have to be a pass protector, and I think that you can do those things pretty darn well. So, one of the things that I like to ask about, running backs, because they're not always looked at as like great route runners. They're like, oh, just a little flare out of the backfield. No. Some of these guys can run some routes, and I think that you can kind of too. So what's your favorite route to run?
I gotta be like a choice route. It's just so deadly.
Based on leverage.
You can cross someone's face and they're big plays, touchdowns at the minimum. So
you like a nice little choice route. All right.
Choice route, backfield, slot. I mean, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I can
Throw a
see
little
that.
motion on it too. There's so many ways you can do it.
Yeah, no, I get that. Now, if you thought if you're going into an interview, and maybe this is something you hadn't thought about yet, so I don't want to be trying to distract you or anything. But if you go into your first interview, you sit down with an NFL team, I think that you probably end up with a Senior Bowl invite, at the very least a shrine. And if you're down at the Senior Bowl and I make it down there to you, then I want to see this choice route in person. In person. We did this with Dylan Lavie a couple of years ago. His was a fade, believe it or not. And he smoked me. It was fun.
A fade.
Yep. Oh. Yeah, he loves the backfield fade, and he smoked me. It was awesome. I was also in Army boots. That was a really funny incident. Yeah. So no. So when you walk in there, one of the things I think that they want to know about you is, what are you bringing to the locker room? What kind of personality? They're kind of trying to get that feel for you. So when that question kind of comes out, hey, what do you bring into a team? What is that going to be?
Yeah, and good question. I've definitely my whole life I've been to so many different places, locker rooms, schools, communities, and I feel like I've done a great job of just adapting and assimilating very fast, which is part of who I am, and it's just how my life's molded me. And I think any locker room I get into, I'm gonna fit in. I'm gonna bring positivity. I'm gonna improve the team as a player and as a locker room guy. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, because it's a locker room chemistry, right? We had 4 coaches on this all season, I think we've had, and then we had Coach Cramsey from Memphis last week or a couple weeks ago. One of the things I think that is fascinating is culture. Coach Danielson at Boise State was on with us, and he said that he thought that culture is what you allow. And I was talking to some of my buddies this weekend, and I was telling them, I was like, yeah, this guy, he said it the best that I've ever heard about. This best description, simple description I've heard of what culture is. So you're saying that you're going to fit into a locker room. What do you think the most valuable, I guess you could say, virtue is to fitting into a locker room? What is the best thing that you can bring as a person into the locker room?
Yeah, I think just being versatile, like whether that's as a player, you need someone to play fullback, I'll put on the pounds, I'll do it. If you want someone to be a receiver, I'll go out there and play receiver. But you know, in the locker room, you need someone to talk to. Like, I've been around, I've done a lot of things. I've been to a lot of schools. I'll be able to help. And then also, like, I love asking questions. A lot of people think it's a downfall, but you know, I love asking why, how, what. Like, I like to know that those kind of things. It's how I learn. So if there's someone who wants to, you know, talk, I'll listen.
You know what? Let me just sidestep here. That's a great quality for a social team on an NFL team, because sometimes getting these guys to do things, ask questions on camera, do things, you strike me as someone who would be good at that. So that there should be a metric for like how approachable a player is. Because
you gotta wait. We gotta wait till he's done with his 10 years in the league, and then we'll hit him up and be like, "Hey, you want to think about doing some media now? You like, you know, stay in the game. You're gonna go the coach route. Like, which way you going, man?"
Get PFF to work on that grade.
That metric. Hey,
Dude.
it should. Well, I work for PFSN now, and I'm going to talk about that metric with them, because I have two things I think should be a metric for quarterback. It's thickness. I think there should be a thickness quotient, because I think that's like how thick you are is directly correlated to how long you're going to live in the NFL. And then there should be like an on-camera, like media savvy approachability metric, because that is important, especially in this day and age with that stuff. And I bet your lovely girlfriend is a good resource for that, because she's got a ton of media training, I'm sure.
Ton, yeah.
Shout out Mary.
Shout out Mary, yeah. She's good at that.
She is. Why don't you give her a quick we're going to save it for the end, but I can't. I'm so excited for her. Why don't you explain what happened to her this weekend?
Yeah, so my girlfriend Mary Sickler was Miss Nevada USA. So she was representing Nevada at the Miss USA pageant. She ended up getting top 5, which is amazing. You know, obviously she's a little sad that she didn't win, but that's just the competitor in her. But top 5 is just, I mean, incredible. I have to keep reminding her how amazing it is that she did that. And she was diagnosed with alopecia
Oh my gosh.
about 6 months ago, and she lost all her hair preparing for a pageant, which is obviously like a running back losing his hands. You know, it's like something like that. And she didn't blink. She added it to her repertoire and met with a lot of the major alopecia groups and communities, and you know, met with kids who, you know, may have been struggling, and she was a voice for them at this pageant, represented that community very well, and super proud of her.
That's incredible. What a bright light for people struggling with that. That's so incredible.
Yeah. Oh my God. She did a great job.
I'm telling you, you guys are going to be my favorite NFL couple. You know, forget the McCaffreys, forget the Kittles or the Juszczyks. It's going to be y'all. It's going to be the Connors.
She's got a little fast twitch too. She's 5'11", good wingspan. So yeah, there's that too. Don't forget about that.
Is it reactive or is it all athletic?
She's more of a straight line. She's like an X. She's
gotcha,
tall.
okay.
Yeah, give
He's
like
tall.
maybe like a DK Metcalf, I would say.
So funny.
Okay. So what you're saying is you were talking about versatility a couple minutes ago. You play fullback, you'll play wide receiver, don't matter. Sounds like you got the perfect trainer there to play some DB.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it sounds like to me. That's what I'm hearing here.
Yeah,
she's out there doing the drills.
Good press corner.
You guys are I love this. This is so great. I love it.
One of the things that I find really impressive too with your game is it's really, most running backs you're either bruisers or you're speedsters. There's not too much that's in between that. And when you get a guy that can do both at a pretty, you know, he can pull away in the open field, and he can also, you know, bully you. It tends to be like an Adrian Peterson or an Emmitt Smith or somebody like that. Now you're going to be fast. I'm gonna go ahead and probably say 4.48, 4.51, probably about right. If you had to guess. Okay.
4.44.
So.
We're going for 4. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it. I do. I would love to see it. I would be so vindicated.
As long as I'm faster than Luke, I gotta beat him. He's
there. You go.
7, 8,
something like that. Yeah, I think that's right. So.
Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah, former teammate, right?
Yeah, they were like that little group, Luke and you, and then when EJ, y'all were so funny.
Yeah, we were just playing Call of Duty before this, so.
Not Battlefield 6. Okay. Interesting choice.
No. Staying loyal.
Okay, I got you. Well, hey, no, those wars are over. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's done. That war's over. No, so you can do both, and that's why I was saying you know before we started recording, you've got a little bit of that Scatterboo style to you with maybe a little less CTE. You can be a bruiser, but you can also pull away in the open space. So in
here, or are you just giving it?
Do what?
Is there
yeah, there is a question here, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to phrase. Okay. Look, man, I'm an explainer. I have to explain my whole point before I get to the question.
You're just really excited.
That too. I am that too. So when you talked about that you were working on becoming faster bigger, that last year of high school was your senior. How much faster did you get in that span time? Like before you were a 4 what or a 5 what, and what were some of the things that you did to get there?
I ran a 12.2 in the 100 my junior year of high school, which is just like awful. Like if you told a college coach that, they'd be like, "Oh, all right." And then we didn't really have a track season. We had like a couple meets, but I got back and I was way heavier. So it was like, oh, this guy's gonna be slow. He's like, whatever. And then I ran a 10.8. So like I shaved more than a second off my time. And so that was big to go sub 11 just because I've always wanted to do that. I have an unofficial 10.6, but so if anyone asks, I'll say 10.6, but that wasn't laser or anything. So
no, we'll go with it. We'll use it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're talking, you were probably close to a 5.0 when you were a junior.
Probably, yeah.
And now, and you trimmed down. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's massive. That's faster than me. I'm 5'2". So
where are you, Emily?
How tall am I, or what do I run?
Like a 4.8.
Let me tell you this. I was a long distance. So I was a Division I cross country runner. Thank you very much. I have 0 speed at all, but I have a lot of distance and longevity. So
what's your fastest mile ever? That's
a great question. I never ran it on a track because I hate the track, hate it. But in a 3.1 mile cross country race, I think I clocked a 5:44 in my first mile once. Yeah. In high school, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that in the bag. I'm not built for that. I'm not built for that.
It was a long time ago, but I used to run like 90 miles. I mean, college athletics are crazy. I was a dual sport athlete, so I played soccer and ran cross country at Division I level, and I was running 90 miles a week. It was insane. It's not sustainable, and mentally
can't be good for you. Yeah,
no, it was not. I hate it now because you're like, it's awful. And back when I was running, this is a long time ago, they made women, I don't know if they still do this today, but girls had to run in bikini bottoms. So we were running in like bathing suits. We're running races in public in bathing suits. And I think that was so weird. Like, who invented that and why? It doesn't make you faster, I'll tell you that much. But
that's why I always thought if I got the chance to go to the combine, I would love to do it like in like shorts and a t-shirt. Like
not in
XL,
like
old school. You're gonna go old school
and run a 4.44 and just like be like, yeah, this compression stuff is just not.
It's not it. It doesn't have anything to do with it,
dude. I'm because you said that. I'm starting your campaign now. Get Dean Connors to the combine. Yeah. You go out there. If you go out there, they give you the no bull stuff or whoever ends up doing it, and you wear the loose stuff and go run the 40. Dude, you're gonna have so much.
Don't you think that'd be sick?
You're gonna have so much attention. And it's going to be all those old school scouts. Yeah, it's going to be all those old school scouts going, see, this guy, we want him. We want him on the team. That's what it's going to be.
I'm going to go to the combine if you go, I will go cover it. I've never covered one because it's not like a big media event. We don't get a lot of access. It's more for scouts and whatever. But my best friend works for the NFL and she works it every year. And she's always been trying to get me to go. But if you go, I'm going to go. But only if you really will wear those clothes.
I'll do it. Okay. You heard it here.
Okay.
I'll make a couple phone calls, man, because I got Mr. 40-yard dash on speed dial.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
The road to Indy starts now. All right. Well, we're winding down here. John, do you have any other important scouting reports you'd like to give?
Any other? No. I mean, that's you've got my full scouting report now, and not that you ever wanted and needed it, but you've got an opinion now.
But you got it now, so.
But
I appreciate it.
no, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
I
I'm
wanna
really
ask-
happy that we got the chance to sit down and talk to you. Where your parents? You said that your mom lives in California, and your dad lives in Hawaii.
Yep.
What brought them? Just out of curiosity, what brought them down to Hawaii?
So my mom and dad are both born and raised California. My dad played football at Oregon and at a high school, and he's a SoCal kid too. So him and my mom lived in Oregon together. They moved to Hawaii. My dad trains horses, so believe it or not, lots of ranching and stuff on the Big Island of Hawaii. So he had a lot of business there. And then my mom, she's a dental hygienist, so could find work anywhere. So
Right.
so they ended up getting split up, and she lives in California, in like San Luis Obispo, Bakersfield area, for a little bit, and then my dad stayed in Hawaii. So
That makes sense. That's the last little nugget I needed right there, Emily.
I have
That
so
makes
many
sense.
questions.
Ranch experience right here.
Do you
Yep.
ride horses?
yeah, I mean, I did it all my life. I mean, I don't do it anymore,
But you can, like, you know your way around a horse.
Yeah, I got a couple of pictures of me as like an infant on a horse.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Not in your adult years.
I've been on a
Okay.
horse probably once a year the past 10 years.
That's crazy. Not just something I would have expected. That's what a fun
awesome.
twist. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
my dad, he would start horses, and people would bring him a horse that was unrideable, as you would say.
Oh, and he would break them in. Yeah.
And he'd break them. And
Yeah.
one of the ways he loved to, spend time with me was like he'd, be around a horse, and we'd just play catch, and he'd be sitting on the horse, and you'd get the horse used to, a football flying by their face and him catching it. So maybe that's where I got good hands or something. Who knows?
That's incredible. I can't honestly say there's probably nobody that's like fine-tuned that skill in that specific way. I would be hard pressed to find another player. That's unique. Wow. Well, I was going to ask you, do they come out to games? Are they able to make it out?
Yeah, my mom has been to almost every game. My dad was at the Oregon State game, and he'll be here this weekend.
Oh, nice. Oh. All right. Well,
Awesome,
my last
man.
question is good. I got to ask you really quick because you guys were ranked now in the poll for the first time, I think, since 2022. What has it been like, after you get that ranking? I mean, I know most people are gonna be like, oh, we don't pay attention to it. We don't, but that's got to be some validation, some hype, and get you guys kind of going as you face down this stretch of the season.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who tells you they don't pay attention to it's lying, because
Right.
it's pretty awesome to say you're ranked. And I just look at it this way, I'd be the first time in my career that I've ever had a winning record. And if we, lost from here on out, I'd have a winning record. And you just got to be thankful for things like that. I'd be able to say I was ranked forever, at one point in my college career. And
Yeah.
obviously the goal is to win out, but the goal is to go 1-0 every week. So it's awesome. That's the answer to the question. We're really proud of what we've been doing, and we're excited.
How was it to play at ASU? It's another crazy environment.
Yeah, they threw some bottles on the field the whole time, like any bad call, but they were pretty quiet from the start. We got it done.
Yeah.
But my mom said one of the sorority tailgates heckled her a little bit on the way in, so I have some animosity towards Arizona State and their fans.
Yeah, they're unruly.
They weren't nice.
Yeah.
I respect it though. It's home turf.
People always give Oregon a bad rap, and Georgia, obviously, those places can be brutal, but Arizona State is actually very unruly. And the student section, it's blacked out at halftime. I mean, they're crazy. And so, but the fact that you guys were able to silence them, that helps. That
when you go to Rice, if you can find out what the student section was chanting when I was playing, let me know, because that wasn't nice.
I saw a video. I don't know if you saw this on the internet, but and John, I don't know if you've seen this, but it was a player jumped over into the stands recently to go after someone that was heckling him, and I'm pretty sure it was Rice. And they showed the stands, and there was no one in the stands.
Yeah, they used to call the Stanford the library, right? Back in the day.
I mean, yeah.
I'd compare it, but maybe Stanford had a little more people there.
Look at the Stanford shot. Oh, I love it.
You know what? It's because Bloomberg is from Stanford. Okay, that's why. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? I'll tell you this: when Stanford beat Florida State and they stormed the field, all 5,000 people, they still got fined $50,000 because it doesn't matter. 5,000
That's wild. That's
or,
wild.
or 20, 100,000, 200,000, you still get fined. So
Yeah.
I'm making a petition to make it by the amount of people is how much you get fined. That seems more fair. That's an after game hangout. That's not a storming. You know what I mean? So they need
$5 a person.
Right. And then that's fair because then 5,000 people, that's doable. But charging them $50,000, the same as a stadium of 100,000 people, that's crazy. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Bothers me. But anyways, well, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you tell Coach Fritz that we say hi. And also, I have not talked to Slade in a little bit, but tell Coach Nagel that you came on the show and that Emily says hi because he's been a longtime friend. And I covered them back at Tulane. They were fun to watch there and they're fun to watch now at Houston. So
yep.
We wish you luck this weekend and for the rest of the season. We got to go get to work on our Connors to the combine. Hashtag Connors to the combine. That's what
Let's do it.
We're going to call the campaign. So
winning helps. So I'll do my part.
Winning does help. Touchdowns help. Maybe you could have some viral, I know it's not really your style, but throw in something that, after a touchdown or I don't know. People love that stuff, but let your personality show through, something maybe really light.
You're going to get in your 40 stance. You're going to practice for it. Let everybody know.
Yeah. In the end zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Do it in the end zone.
I love that.
Yeah. Before I go, it's a blackout this weekend at Houston. We're honoring Coach Hester, who passed away. He was our head strength coach. So, I'm wearing his hoodie. So I just wanted to give him and his family
shout out Coach Hester.
Yep, he was a legend, and we're honoring him this weekend. All black unis, so it's gonna be an honor of him. So
yeah, I saw it sold out. It's gonna be a good environment. So it's gonna be some hard nosed football. West Virginia is always.
They got a good defense.
Yeah, and Rich Rod always has a fullback in his arsenal. So
there you go. Yeah,
we love that. But all right, well, I'm Emily Van Buskirk for John and for Dean Connors. Thank you guys so much for being on, and we'll see you next time on the Sick Podcast.
Appreciate you.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Draft Digest on YouTube, X, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.